Okay, so I typically record all of my Dead by Daylight matches, like, just in case something interesting happens, and I've never really known what to do with those matches. But I thought it might be fun to just chat over them if I have something to say, if they're interesting. So that's what we're gonna do today, basically. Um, with this match, the Sable dies and she leaves a comment on my Steam profile saying nice tunneling. And I just found it really silly, and it kind of got me thinking about how ridiculous some survivors can be when things are just not that deep at all. I'll get into it a bit more like once we've seen the match play out, but yeah, that's the gist of it. I get a comment on my profile for tunneling when it's not that deep. I'll probably like pop in and out chatting, like sometimes I'll let the match play, sometimes I'll be waffling a bit, but yeah. We'll see how this goes. I've not done anything like this before, so... Okay, so this is my first down, which is Sable, obviously. Sable also, by the way, was the one to bring me to this map, because, like, of course she was. Okay, after I hook Sable, I find Talita hiding out here. And then Jake is over in that corner, running in to get the unhook. Talita now runs to the hook where Sable is, which... I don't know why she's done that. Like, I just don't... Like, surely she must... Like, I was right behind her, I was chasing her. Like, just because she stunned me doesn't mean I'm not chasing her anymore. Like, I'm gonna be there, love. I don't know, maybe she just didn't really know where else to go, but... It baffled me. It baffled me then, it still baffles me now a little bit, but... It's fine. Okay, so now I'm chasing Jake and Sable just appears. She has Decisive Strike, which she does use on me later, but like I assume that's why she showed up here now. And obviously I start going for her because she was just right in front of me. So that's now Sable hooked, then Talita hooked, and now Sable has been hooked again, which... That isn't how I love doing it. Like, I'm aware that for Sable that's probably annoying that one gen is popped and she's been hooked twice, but, you know, she ran at me, so it's her own fault. Now I'm chasing Jake into this stupid ice room. Cannot stand that room. Cannot stand this whole map, to be honest. Now Jake is running to the hook again. I don't know if he just didn't realise that I was following behind him, because like obviously we're not in chase. I don't know. But now Sable's in Mendon, because I hit her but I didn't carry on chasing her. Jake doesn't realise that I'm following him. My hatchet throws are really bad. I think I was still in chase with Talita for a second, so Jake must have thought that I was still chasing her, even though I was, like, following behind him. And now, obviously, we know who's going to appear. Sable. This time she does use her decisive on me, which is fine. You know, I respect running at a killer when you've got decisive. I guess if you're desperate to use it, I've definitely done that before. I do find it interesting though that she would do that when she's on death hook and Jake hasn't even been hooked yet. Like, she did risk me going after her again then and killing her, which I didn't do, by the way. Like, let's all note that I didn't do that. I saw Talita with Awakened Awareness and then went for her instead of going after Sable again. These throws, I'm so sorry you're witnessing these throws, Jesus Christ. I'm not sure what that was, by the way. I don't know if she has Dead Hard or what happened there. Okay, so now I'm going to reload. So basically what's happened so far in this match, I hooked Sable, I hooked Talita, I hooked Sable again. I chased Jake and didn't down him. Sable ran at me, used decisive. I chased Talita, didn't down her. So like I've wasted a lot of time. Another Jen is popped. I've like wasted time. I've done 2 chases, got hit with decisive, and like not got a hook to show for it. Do you know what I mean? So now I'm just checking gens and there's scratch marks like in front of me. And obviously we know who I'm gonna find. Yeah. Sable. Incredible throw from me. It's like painful watching this. Why am I playing so bad? But yeah, this is obviously where Sable gets irritated. I hook her, and then she goes and leaves a little, you know, comment on my Steam. The rest of the match mostly plays out pretty normally. It does go on a bit, like, because I kind of am running between gens. I don't want to commit to chasing anyone because I want to keep an eye on the gens, and it means the match goes on for a really long time. And then at the end I like can't pick Jake up. I'm not fully sure why. I think he's like stuck in the door or something like that. But I couldn't pick him up. So I had to just stand there to wait to moor him. But anyways, I'll let that play out while I waffle some more. I know this is like obviously very light compared to some of the ridiculous things that people have experienced and that I have experienced and probably will go on to experience. But you know, this is my first attempt at doing a video where I waffle like this. It's a nice light one to start with, I guess. And I just find it so perplexing. Like, the Survivor perspective really just baffles me sometimes, even though I play Survivor more than I play Killer. Like, not a lot more, but definitely more. Like, this Sable, no, sorry, she doesn't have a leg to stand on. What's happened here is she's ran at me twice, and then one time that resulted in her getting another hook because her decisive, I guess, ran out. And then the second time she did use her decisive, and then I randomly found her like probably 2 or 3 minutes later in real time. I've edited down the match a bit, but it probably was a couple of minutes before I found her again. And she was still injured. So, you know. You can call it a tunnel because I hooked her twice in a row. If you really want to do that, you can do that, that's fine. But if we're using our brains, this just isn't the kind of tunneling that's actually an issue at all. If anything, the second she ran at me to use her decisive, I was well within my rights to just pivot straight to her again. Right? And like go for her. I'm pretty sure at that point Jake wasn't even injured, so why would I go for her? Like, she ran in to protect Jake, who hadn't been hooked and hadn't been injured, because she was desperate to use her decisive on me. I then went for someone else, Talita, who also wasn't injured. I'm sure if she used her decisive on me and then after that I went for her, she would have been fuming. Like, more than she already was. Which would have been also ridiculous, by the way. Just insane behavior. This isn't Chaos Shuffle, by the way. Which is why my perks are like that. I try not to play like a dickhead when I play Killer, because like I play a lot of Survivor, like I said, and I know how annoying matches can be, but at the end of the day, tunneling happens sometimes, bro. Sometimes you're gonna get hooked multiple times in a row, either on purpose or by accident. Sometimes it's a strategy, like in this case. If I had 4 survivors alive at 2 gens, I probably would have gone for Sable again, because I know she's on Death Hook. But I just got lucky and she was the one I found. Oh, that aim was so bad. I think I was just like hoping there was someone on the left of the gen that I just couldn't quite see, but there just wasn't anyone there. But yeah, survivor perspective is a silly one. Sorry. I mean, not always, obviously. I try and be as normal a survivor as I can be. You know, if I get someone literally in a match an hour or two ago on stream was tunneled out by a blight for no reason. Like, I tried to like get in the way and help them, but the blight downed me and then just kept going for the Meg who they wanted to tunnel out, right? And that is an irritating way to play the game. Like, as a survivor, I find that way of playing the game really frustrating. But like, what am I gonna do about it? I'm not, like, I don't think it should be bannable, I don't think it should be reportable, I don't think, like, they should add things that stop you from being able to hook someone twice in a row or anything ridiculous like that. But I do think it's okay to be like, yeah, this is a bit of an annoying way to play the game and I don't like that you play the game like that, you know? And in this case, this isn't even that. That isn't even what happened in this match. Like, if you're gonna be mad at a type of tunneling, be mad at what I just described with the blight, right? Don't be mad at this. What is this? You just got unlucky and had a crap match because you ran at me multiple times and then I found you randomly. Do you know what I mean? It's just silly, man. It's so silly. And, you know, I don't know this person, so, like, maybe they just, you know, had multiple bad matches in a row and that was just their final straw, but I've not had a final straw yet that's made me comment on someone's Steam profile. Do you know what I mean? So... And they did bring me to Gideon's, which, like, is a red flag. Sorry, bringing a killer to Gideon's or Boneyard or Macmillan, red flag. That is a red flag. And I kind of, like, don't trust you if you do that. Unless you're doing it because you have, like, an achievement or something you want to get. No. Look, this is where he gets stuck. I think that door opening, like, does something. I try and tell him to move in a second, but he doesn't move. I didn't want him to think that I was, like, purposely stuck on him for the Mori. I wanted to pick him up, but I just couldn't. So we just have to, like, wait there until Kate dies. I think she holds on the whole time as well. I guess she doesn't realise what's happening. But yeah, that's all I have to say, really. I find the way some survivors act really, like, perplexing. My new favourite word, perplexing. Survivors are perplexing. Yeah.